Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Deck Play Tone with another video. Shout out to all you guys for your love and your support. Here's another video. This video is going to be a response to my last video. In my last video, I said I'd answer any questions that you guys have regarding the Navy, the sailors' lives, and stuff like that. And that's what my channel is all about. If you ever want to understand something about the life that Navy sailors live and stuff like that, then I encourage you to like, subscribe if you haven't already. But without further ado, we're going to get into this video. Now, this video is a response to one of my subscribers. You know, this is one of my guys named Guy, no pun intended. My guy, Guy Griffith. Now, this is common, you know. It says, this is the best Navy channel on YouTube by far. I mean, hey, he said it. He said it. So eat your heart out, Nikki, MGK, Alex. What's his name? Alex Alexander. All you guys like Jay Swartz or some. You know what? Shout out to y'all. Like shout out to those pages. Those are really good pages too. Probably a lot better than mine. But if you guys haven't subscribed to them, check them out too, man. Those are some good pages. Anyway, we're gonna go on to the comments. He says, "How do you feel?" And I'm gonna put it up on the screen too. How do you feel about people when they say the Navy was better back in the day? I've been in for 20 years and I've heard that the past was so much better than since the day I've joined. I think the Navy is at its best every day, but I would like to hear your thoughts on the whole idea. Thanks for the videos. All right, shout out to my guy, Guy Griffin. Shout out to my guy, Guy. I don't want to make this video too long because it's pretty late. And as you guys can hear, maybe in the background, it's a lot of noise and stuff. This guy got his car blaring music late or whatever. But anyway, I'll say this. For anybody that think that the Navy is better than it used to be, I'm going to tell you right now. Go home. Go home, man. Go home. It's time to go home. It's time to get packing and just go home, man. Just go home. This is why. All right, so here's a story. I got a story about when I first joined, right? When I first joined, by the time I first joined, I was in a couple months, first command, and they were repealing the don't ask, don't tell policy. You remember that, right? So don't ask, don't tell policy was up, and we had like a whole bunch of briefs that we had to do. And I remember I'm sitting in a room, a whole bunch of people, and I didn't really know what it was. I'm like, okay, whatever. So there was like a whole bunch of senior people in the room. My first command was a whole bunch of senior people, right? So they're going over reading the brief and whatnot, and it's this one guy. You know, he's like he was a senior guy. He's just and he's all shaking his head. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. He was so mad the whole time, saying stuff under his breath. And I was just like, damn, you know. And he's like, oh, changed so much. Everything changed so much. Jeez, man, this guy a long clock. But anyway, he's all mad and whatnot. And in the end, like at the end of the meeting, it was another guy. He was a civilian. He's a civilian now. He was like a captain or something like that. He comes out. He says, "So does this mean I can wear my pink dress blues now?" Woo-hoo. He did some crazy stuff like that, and I gotta admit, I thought it was kind of funny, man. He was real cool too, you know, and he was like, he was actually gay. He was really gay, and a lot of people had a problem with that. But to be honest, that guy, you know, the one that did that gay joke was pretty funny. Like he was actually like one of the best guys there. He was one of the nicest guys there, and I think he was a forward thinker, and he produced a lot of good stuff for the organization. It was like a military / civilian organization. He was a real smart guy and all that. So if that don't act, don't tell policy didn't get repealed, then we wouldn't have had people so open like that could work and do their job and bring a lot to the table. Because when that happened, it opened the door for like more diverse thinkers and stuff like that. That's all I really did. You know, a lot of people, oh, like Navy is this and Navy is that, whatever. I don't listen to those people anyway. All right, so but I'm thinking like, what was better now than it was before? I mean, what was better before than it was now? I mean, let's go down a list of a few things I got. So back in the days, there was really like no gays. I mean, it was gays, but like you couldn't really like put it out there that hey, this guy's gay, this guy's gay, this girl's gay, whatever. So how I'm trying to understand how is that better? That's not necessarily better. I mean, I think to this day now, and even the guys that think like that right now probably have a lot of friends or a good amount, one or two friends that you know of that are pretty cool, females and males, and they might have that sexual orientation of the same sex, but they're pretty solid people. I got a few friends that they go both ways, they go the same team and all that stuff, but they're dope people, man. At the end of the day, they're human beings. So I mean, I'm not really sure how that was much better to not have those type of people, those forward thinkers or different thinkers, or people that see life from a different perspective. How wasn't it good to have those people now? I mean, how wasn't it good to have those people like right now? I just don't get that. You know, another thing is, how was it better? I'm trying to understand how was it better? Because like we got paid less. I mean, it was I can't imagine being in the Navy when you was getting paid $14 every 2 weeks, $20 every 2 weeks, $500 every 2 weeks. Listen, man. I mean, and I know some E3s and stuff get that now, but I mean, nah, I think it's a lot more than that. But like times change. But like, how is that better? We got paid less. We literally got paid less. And then on top of getting paid less, we got paid like by cash, and then we got paid by checks and stuff. So you had to go to the check cashing place, and anybody that knows, usually any military base is going to be in some ghetto ass town. And if you in a ghetto town, you have the check cashing place, and you got the guy, you know, guy, he just holding, he just waiting. You at the cash register, you get your check cash, he give it up. And you already know the deal. And this guy, he had this gun, and he was waiting at the check cashing place for every sailor on the first and the 15th. That don't seem like it was better to me. Let me put my gun away before I mess around and shoot somebody, man. But so I don't really understand that too much. And then let's see, what's another one? They had like alcohol and drugs, right? So, or they glamorized alcohol and drugs back in the day. So I would say, all right, I mean, you're not supposed to really take drugs. There was people like smoking weed and stuff like that, and it was okay. Doing drugs and it was okay until it got outlawed. And then at one point, I want to say maybe back during the times of World War II, it was folks like really coming to work, on the mess decks or whatever, just getting drunk, like just drinking. Like it was just normal. You could just have Jack Daniels and just be chilling. That's where the cup of Joe came from. Like guys, they just had they whiskey, they Jack Daniels, they Uncle Nearest, whatever. And they were just getting drunk like a skunk and then just coming on the ship getting to work. Can you imagine that right now? I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that because some people barely do their job. So if you barely do your job and then you got alcohol on top of that, come on. But one thing I will say about that, the deglamorization of alcohol, that was a little like because like at the end of the day, we sailors, right? We work hard, so we wanna also play hard. And I mean, I thought that was fun. Drink to the phone. Like we say that in our anthem and whatnot. And I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with going out and have a good time, but I think that some like they went crazy on it, right? I think because it was deglamorized so much, you got people that just go buck ass wild and just make it worse for everybody just because. So and then like them doing drugs back in the day and not getting caught or it not being as bad. I mean, that's not really good. I don't want to, work with somebody that be smoking joints every day and then come to work, or just somebody just on coke and they just like on 1,000, and I'm on like, maybe like usually in the mornings I'm at like 50, 60, 70. I need a few cups of coffee to get to my 100, 150. But somebody on coke, man, listen, they had 1,000 all day long. But so what's another thing? They say the Navy was better back in the days, but how? Because technology was a lot slower, right? In my job, I work on a computer all day. Imagine you having to like use a typewriter all day long. Like I mean, and the older guys and the guys that been in for a little while, like they. I mean, I get it. They at the computers all day. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. I gotta email John. Hold. All right, let's see. All right, how do you email who? Oh, it's not John. It's Mike. All right, let's see. Dear Mike, Mike. Where's the E at? E. Is that Mike? And and I get it. Like it's hard nowadays because like you just had to like maybe write something down and then boom, that's it. These guys can't deal with technology at all, and they think it's a lot better. But honestly, technology was a lot slower. Now imagine how slow that guy was typing. Imagine that's how fast you were getting like stuff like emails. When the email first came out, it was like I don't know, like the new Nintendo or something like that. Like it was super trash, and everybody thought it was like the best thing since sliced bread, and in reality, it was like slow as hell. So think about the fact that you had to write letters and all that stuff, like, and then wait for like 2 weeks, 2 weeks to get a letter back. Now, if you want to message your wife or whatever, you just text them, and then they got it. Imagine that text message used to have to take 2 weeks. So you would think about everything that you want to write down, sending whole stories to them and stuff. How was that better? And especially if you're at sea, it's a lot worse. Some folks didn't get a chance to get that phone call, that email, or have a computer access back in the day. So, I mean, I'm not really sure how that was better. And then I hear a lot of guys talk about the like back in the day there was the fan room counseling. And I'm gonna be honest. Fan room counseling. I had a chief back in the day, my first command too, and he was like a reservist or something. He was a reservist, and he really didn't work. Let's be honest, man. He was a reservist, and I was active duty. I'm doing my thing. I'm still active duty, and I knew every damn thing because I got trained really well for my people. So I'm killing stuff. I'm bodying work all day long, just destroying work. Ain't nothing to me. I'm just an E3 at the time. And this chief, he came and he was pretty much useless. He didn't know what the hell to do. He used to be like an E3 at that command, and he remembered that he used to get in trouble. So he thought as an E3, like I'm just super irresponsible and I don't do work and I just get in trouble all day. I mean, I had to wait to E4 to get in trouble all day, but that's another story. But so he had a problem with my work ethic because I was always like working circles around him, and I wouldn't go until the job was done, and he'd be like why ain't that sin? Like, why are you still here? And I'm like, hey chief, like this work has to be done. And mind you, he's a reservist, so he's there temporary. He don't know what the hell's going on. Right. So there was some days I was working until really late and he was getting mad because I was still there. But I'm like, gee, this work has to get done. And one day he just got fed up with it. He's like, you know what? I want you to meet me down in the basement, right? So we went down to the library, I went down to the basement, and I already knew what time it was because I heard about fan room counseling and all that stuff. But I mean, I'm not that guy. You don't just, beat up on me and that's going to be it. So I was like, all right, cool. So I came down there. And when I came down there, I had that look like you're not about to do nothing with me. So I had that look like I was ready to go. And once he seen that, he was like, all right, you know, let me just talk to this guy. So he ended up having a conversation that he could have had with me, like upstairs in the office, but we just had it in the basement. I'm like, look, man, I'm a grown up. I got kids. I'm not. Listen, man. I got a kid. It was at the time I got one kid, but I got a kid. I'm not here for this, man. I'm a grown man, just like you're a grown man. And like honestly, we settled it, But nothing happened. If he wanted to do some fanroom counseling, I think, like personally, I would have got the best of him. I would have beat the brakes off of him, and I don't think he need to be that. So it's a good thing that we got away from that. And let's be honest, right now, I don't know how it was back in the day. Back in the days, sailors had like more pride, more military bearing and stuff. So if you like talking to your first class or your superior and like they tell you to do something, you don't do it, they slap the dog, like they slap the piss out of you, and then you'll go and do it, or you'll fight, maybe get beat up, and especially like back in the days, like first class and the chief was connected, so first class and the chief might mess around and jump you if you don't listen, or you get in the upper hand on somebody. So I don't know, man. And nowadays, these guys, like the ones coming in now, they don't give a damn about nothing. They don't care about no military. So if you think that you're gonna sit there and beat up on them now, you got another thing coming. I mean, I've been hearing about people in recruit training command getting beat up on. Like over here, I know about students spitting on like a senior guy. So I mean, ain't no fan room counseling going on. And then let's be honest, a lot of guys, especially when you get to the senior level to the point where you giving fan room counseling, a lot of y'all be out of shape, man. I mean, I'm not saying these younger guys are any different or whatever, but I think some of them will probably beat the brakes off y'all. So I just leave that alone altogether. We don't need to bring that back, man, because it's gonna be tragic. It get crazy for somebody. But that's just my opinion on that. I think another thing is we had tougher sailors at the time, and that's I'm not trying to disrespect no sailors or nobody in the Navy or whatnot, but the sailors were a lot tougher. You got to think about it, right? They were just coming off, like if you're talking 20 years ago, 30, 40 years ago, we had how many wars before then? We haven't had a war in a long time. So those guys were tough as nails. They were some badass dudes, so badass women and stuff. And now, like, I mean, we got social media. We got, it's literally people in the military that are more concerned about like their social media and stuff like that than what goes on in the world, or they more concerned about how they look, how good they smile look, or how good their haircut is, or if they got waves, or if they have nails and stuff, more than like like I don't know, like the world's problem, or like getting in some conflict with some country and stuff like that. And then they can't take it as true and to save their lives, right? They can't really take a lot of criticism nowadays. Like everybody get butthurt when you say like you could do something better. So I mean, I think sailors were a lot tougher back then, so I would agree with that. That much is better. Back in the days, I think it was better leaders too. I think like more first classes, more chiefs, they took a lot of pride in what they did. Leadership was I think it was a bigger thing. Now you be having just anybody in leadership positions. And honestly, they trash. Like I know a handful of people, and I could go on an ongoing list right now of guys like right now in leadership positions, and they should not be there. And I'm sure a lot of people can do that same thing. If you really just think about it, you'd be like, yeah, he's trash, he's trash, he's trash, he's trash, he's trash. You got running lists too. So I think the leaders were probably better back in the day. They were more resilient, more tougher, and they got stuff done. Nowadays, these guys be so scared just to tell somebody to take their hands out their pockets, or scared to tell somebody to do something. They like if you want, you can just make sure just to move this box here. Like, bruh, just tell them to do it. You in charge, and like they're subordinate to you. But these guys be so worried about, I don't know, but they be worried about. I think back in the days it was better as far as sailors having more pride. Nowadays, sailors don't got no damn pride, man. I'll be honest. They don't care nothing about no military. You know, they don't care nothing about no military. And it's not all of them, but a good amount, the ones that stick out, they don't give a damn. They just like, whatever. You know, like it all happened when J. Cole. J. Cole brought that song out. He had that one verse he talking about you going to re-enlist for Uncle Sam. And then all the military people, they sitting there, oh man, J. Cole, man, he done got me. But you was doing something good, dummy. I don't even think J. Cole ever been in the military. How the hell you get him to influence you to you making a bad decision? I mean, come on, man. Ain't nothing wrong with being in the military. Military, you learn skills, discipline, you learn a whole bunch of stuff. Like, and then when you get out, you so used to getting up early and stuff like that, you beat people to the punch every time. Your work ethic is so much better than a lot of other people. You beat people to different positions and stuff like that. Unless you was trash when you was in the military or the Navy. Then it's gonna translate the same way like outside. And to tell the truth, like doing what you do in the military, man, in my opinion, like not everybody can do this. Not everybody can do this job. It takes a lot of balls, man. It takes some golden ass to do what military members do, man. So that's why I say back in the days, maybe it was better then as far as the pride for people. But nowadays, sailors, they just don't have the pride, man. They don't know that you doing a big thing joining the military. They just think like, oh, yeah, I'm just in the military, which is crazy. But that's my opinion on that. That's my thoughts as far as what I think about people when they say like the military was better then than it is now. You guys check out my video, my last video, and I'm gonna post it up here somewhere, right? Go check that one out. Ask me anything you want, and I'll answer those questions. I'll give my unfiltered thoughts on whatever, and hopefully you guys enjoy those videos and whatnot. So with these videos right here, just to get them out, because I said I want to upload every week. I'm doing these, and I'm hoping that you guys can like, subscribe to my channel. It really helps my channel out, and it helps me, with encouragement and all that stuff to get more content out. And especially if you guys can comment, give me some feedback so I can know more what you like. Because I like to do some things that I want to implement in my videos, and I like to share that with you guys. Like I play my guitars and stuff. I'm thinking about using that for my backing music because I'm tired of getting hit with the copyright strikes. And I mean, hell, I just happen to know how to play. And then I really love like 90s wrestling. I love my Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super, whatnot. Vegeta, my favorite character, all this stuff, man. So I got a lot of different things, man. And I'm kind of coming out my shell a little bit. And I'm just trying to come out my shell a little bit and let more people know who I am. But that's all I have for this. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting. Please continue to support. I really appreciate you guys. Oh yeah, and also look at those pages that I talked about earlier. Other pages that you should think about watching too is Don't Give Up the Shit podcast. Also, Permission to Speak Freely podcast. In addition to like Austin Alexander, Nikki MGK, MG, whatever his name is, Nikki MGT, something like that. And then the others. That's all I have for now. Salute to all you guys out there. No further entries this page. Tony Tone out.